This is the second quiz in the Fundamentals of Mathematics course, the in-class quiz that we're doing here. And it contains questions that are from, actually from Chapter 7, Finding an Average. Here's one from Chapter 5, Dealing with Ratios. And then this one is also, it's an average problem, but notice we have some fractions. So we're going to do some fraction arithmetic. Ready? Now, let's just do this problem. Pretty simple. We're going to take these and we're going to add them together. And just for the way I want to do it, take these numbers, right? Those were the answer choices. We're going to take these numbers and we're going to add them together. Ready? So 25.05, there's that one, added to 18.10, added to 27.20, added to 24.15. These are money amounts. I'm just calling out numbers here. Added to 18.70. All over there. So let me check, make sure I didn't miscopy something. That looks right. Now I'm just going to, how many of them are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 of them. So at some point I'm going to be dividing by 5. So ready? Let's just do a little simple addition here. 5 and 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 2, 4, 5, and 7 is 12. Carry that 1. 6, 14, 21, 25, and 8 is 33. Carry the 3. 5, 6, 8, 10, 11. So the total that I get for those values is 113.20. Now I'm going to divide by 5. 113.20. Divide by 5, and this will be pretty easy, won't it? And so that's 2 again, and 2 5s is 10, and then what, we got 32 here. And so what is that? That's going to be 6. I'm running the room down here, and it's going to be that. So 22.64. You want me to check that for you? 22.64 times 5 is 113.20, right? 5 and 4 is 20. Carry 5, 6 is 30. Carry that 32. 5 2 is 10 is 13. Carry 1. So I checked it out. So the answer is that I calculated is answer choice D. And so that would be, the first one should be D. And we'll look at the answer key and see if in fact the first one is D. And looking at the answer sheet, we find that the answer to the first one is in fact D. And that's what we calculated to be. And so the answer to the first one is D. Now, the next one is a proportion problem. And so what are we saying here? We're saying that we have a chart that says that there are 140 calories in a 1 1/4 cup serving. How many calories are there in 10 cups of the cereal? So what are we looking for? Basically, we're looking for calories per cup should equal calories per cup. And so we're given, what are we given? We're given that there are 140 calories in 1 1/4. Now, I'm going to change this to an improper fraction from our multiplication work. So that's going to be 5/4 is equal to, I don't know. Right, so I'm looking for the number of calories in 10 cups. So how do we do this? Well, this will be our unknown. So we're going to cross multiply, right? Going to cross multiply. And we'll get 5/4, and I'll just use C, and equals to 140 times 10, 140 times 10. So that's what? 1,400. Now, I want the answer for the number of cups that goes here. So I'm going to say that divide both sides by 5/4. And if you remember your fraction division, you keep, change to multiplication, and you flip. All right. And so what are we going to get here? Well, we just got, let's just do some multiplication straight across, right? No, see, this was cross multiplying. This was cross multiplying. Remember when we're trying to find the values that make a ratio or proportion, we use cross multiplying. Here we're just doing regular fraction multiplication because we're using the idea of keep, change, flip to accomplish the fraction division. So in this case, we're not cross multiplying. We're just using our regular fraction multiplication. So that becomes 5,600 divided by 5. And I'll just come up here and do that. So that's a 1. That's a 1. That's a 2. And that's going to be a 0. So the answer is 1,120 watts. 1,000, so the value that goes here is 1,120 calories in 10 cups. 1,120 calories in 10 cups. And so the answer to this one appears to be B. And let's see if that's what the answer choice has. Yep, answer to 2 is B. All right, so here's another average. Now, the reason why this one is any more difficult maybe than the first one. The first one just, we had to add up some decimal numbers. Here, we're going to have to add some fractions. And so what do we know immediately? Well, we know immediately that we got to have some common denominators, right? So I have a 6, an 8, and a 4. And let's find the lowest common multiple for all three of these values. All right, so what we're going to wind up doing is finding the lowest common multiple between 6, 8, and 4. And I'm going to use the factoring technique to do that. So I'm going to say 4 is 2 times 2, starting with the smallest one first. 6 is, and these are prime numbers now, right? Prime numbers. And 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, so what's the methodology here? You look at these factors and you bring down each factor. You bring down each of these factors, the greatest number of times it occurs in any one factorization. And so what do we get? Well, we get 2 2s, 1 2, 3 2s. So the lowest common multiple, which is going to be our lowest common denominator, is in fact going to be 2 times 2 times 2. And you bring it down the greatest number of times it occurs in any one, and you got a 3 here. So you do that multiplication, and you get 24. So of these three fractions, the lowest common denominator is 24. So when we add them, why are we adding them? Because we got to add them and divide by 3. You ready? So I'm going to say, and I got to convert now. I'm going to say 3 6 plus 1 8 plus 1 4. And I'm going to get an answer that's going to be hard to write in here, but we'll do it. Ready? Can you see that work? I'm squeezing in down here. So I've got to turn all of these into 24ths. Why? Because that was my lowest common multiple. It's my lowest common denominator. 4, right? 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 3. 3 times 8, 3 24ths. 6, 6, 6 24ths. Now, I kind of jumped through that pretty quickly, but notice why did I pick 4? Excuse me. Why did I pick 4 here? And this should have been 4 here, and that's not clearly written. That should have been a 12, right? Why did I pick 4? Because when I look at 24, what must I multiply times 6 to get 24? Well, what I'm missing down here is I got a 2 and a 3, but I'm missing the 2 2s. I'm missing a 4. Likewise with 8. In 8, I have all of it except for 3, so I had to multiply it by 3. And in the case of the 4, I was missing what? 2 times 3, I was missing 6 here, so that's why that's a 6. Ready? It's kind of getting crowded here. So let me just squeeze over here. So the denominator is, in fact, 24. I'm going to add these numerators, 12, 15, 21. So it appears that the answer, when I add them up, is 21 24ths. Now, what's the average? Well, the average is going to be this number, 21 24ths, divided by 3. Okay? And we're going to use our keep, change, flip technique again on this. So I'm going to say 21 24ths. This is 3 over 1. Yep. So it's going to be flipped to multiply with 1 over 3. Nicely done here. And I get 7 over 24. That's the average. And so it looks like for this one, the third one, the answer choice should be B. Let's see if that's the answer choice for that one. And the answer choice for 3 is, in fact, is in fact B. The answer choice for 3 is B. All right, so again, let me just hold this where you can look at it again. So here we did. What did we do? Well, we did a little addition here, divided by the number we had. We went through that little conversation we had about understanding how you can see an average as, in effect, the center point for some numbers, in a distribution of values. So you might think about that a little bit. And I didn't apply this technique to the problem we had. You might go back and try it. This one was a ratio and proportion where we were setting up calories to cups. We were given 140 calories in 4 1/4. So I used the improper fraction here, 5/4. And then looking for some value that goes with 10 cups and got 1120. And then this one was a little bit difficult because we had to have a common denominator so that we could add these fractions together. And we found that the lowest common multiple was 24. And then we converted all of these individually to 24ths and did the addition and then the division. Then we got 7/24ths. 7/24ths as the average. Just kind of slide this down one more time so you can see it. And I will show you this worksheet we did here when we were talking about how that you can think of as an average as being the center point of a set of data. And that's kind of interesting if you'll think about it a little bit. And that's that.